Oh. Hello, welcome. If there is anybody out there, very strange energy going on at the moment. I was called to come do a live, and I have a little bit of notes. There are some owls out in my woods, my backyard, and there's an animal that seems to have stopped now, screaming for its life, it seemed. So it was a little concerning, but Luna's inside, so my cat, so I'm good. Whew. I'm going to just wait. If there is anybody out there, please say hello or give me the thumbs up and let me know that you're there, because I don't want to take too much time, waste too much time playing with some Neptunian energies, let's just say. I don't want to blame it on Neptune, but trickster energies. So if there is anybody out there, just give me a thumbs up or a hello or something like that, so that I know that I'm actually streaming live here. I mean, it does say that I am, but okay, I see a thumbs up. Okay. I have the chat turned on, but I know the last time I went live, it got weird. And so the way that I view it on my end, anyway, I don't mean that the chat got weird. Well, they do sometimes. But I hope you're all doing well. Before I get into the reading, the moon is in Scorpio right now, tonight, and we're feeling a lot of depth. We're also experiencing a lot of solar activity, as I have been talking about, and pretty big geomagnetic storms going on. There is a coronal mass ejection that we will reach Earth most likely tonight or tomorrow, around about. I haven't had the bandwidth to actually really tap in or dive in or listen to anybody else's reports. I go off of what is coming off of my my streams, my app, the information that comes to me on my phone. However, I will say that Moon in Scorpio, definitely feeling that. And we have the Sun in an opposition to Neptune at this moment. And this is pretty strong also. So the Sun is our reflection of ourself, the ego self, who we see ourselves as. And the Neptune is our imagination and the spiritual realms. Our sensitivity in this energy. Hi, Dustin. I have like bags under my eyes. Our sensitivity in this energy is extremely exaggerated. And it can really even be too much for many of us at times. This is a lot of, if you really can tap into your psychic senses and attune to your psychic senses, this will be a lot of help, greatly helpful. It'll lead to more understanding But there's also, for those who are going through a spiritual awakening, which I had been picking up on. I did do a few readings today, 2 readings today. I didn't intend to because of the amount of energy that was coming in. It has been affecting my physical body today a little bit. Not my mood, but just my energy level. But as soon as I had a moment where I could just rest, I kept getting waves of like, you got to read Aries. So anybody that's an Aries out there, there was an important message that came through. You got to get on and read Aries. And when I got on, it was really talking about somebody in the collective or a group in the collective really going through a massive spiritual awakening. And I can really attune to, I can see with the sun opposing Neptune that would be, it can be a difficult road when your ego is fighting these spiritual energies that are coming in, and it's all of the chakra systems and energy systems in the body are like suddenly activated and turned on, and it can get really intense and really wild for many. It can be my light's flickering now. There's a lot of energy. Let's just say that there's a lot of energy going on in the streams, and many of us are sensitive. We're really feeling it now with the sun opposing Neptune. That sensitivity is at an all-time high. There can also be deception, delusion, disillusionment, all of that type of things too when it comes to the sun opposing Neptune. So just throwing that out there. Venus is also in a square to Jupiter. There are many aspects going on today, but I'm just going to talk about these 2 because they feel to me like the strongest that are going on as I'm speaking. Venus in a square to Jupiter. And Venus is no longer in retrograde, but she is post-shadow retrograde in Leo. And a lot of times I feel personally, pre-shadow and post-shadow are even more concentrated or strong. Post-shadow is more like you're starting to really get all of the nuts and bolts and pieces together. Things are starting, like the lessons and the understanding are really starting to kind of come together. So, and that can be overwhelming and intense too. So be aware of this affects relationships mostly. It can also have to do with finances. Venus is our relationships, our love, self-love. There is a lot of energy of depression, of feeling like we want to go home, not knowing where home is, not feeling at home. This is a lot of this Venus, and Venus is along with Juno in square to Jupiter. Jupiter is our higher mind, but it also expands whatever the energy is focused on. So pay attention to where you're putting your energy and where you're putting your focus on, because that energy is going to expand and grow. Meaning like you could just drive yourself absolutely crazy in this kind of energy. But if you're in a relationship, or if you're having issues within a relationship, that a lot of realizations are going to come to the surface, and they are going to be expansive, and they're going to be bigger than what they had been. Be aware of being overly optimistic or overdoing it in this energy also. Well, let me let my cat out before she disrupts this entire reading. Bear with me. All right, Luna. You stay away from whatever was going on in the woods. You see. All right. So for any of you who were not on here when I first turned on my camera, there was, I have a bunch of beautiful, I don't know what they look like, but I know what they look like from looking them up, screech owls in the woods in my backyard. And then there's also an animal, it might have been a fox, I'm not sure, but something was being attacked, eaten, taken down. and I think it's finally done. But I've been feeling this death energy in the air off and on today, all day long. And of course, moon in Scorpio, we're going to feel that, right? So there could be literal death, or there could just be a lot of endings going on right now in many different ways. A lot of retrograde energy still, 6 planets in retrograde, and if you count Venus in post shadow, that's still 7 retrogrades that we're dealing with. I say dealing with, we're moving through. We're looking at the reflection of ourselves, looking at the reflection, desiring for connections with depth. I want to talk about some of the experiences, some of the things that are going on in the collective. I'm going to start off with just where I live, Chester County, Pennsylvania. We did have one escaped prisoner that had been, there was a manhunt in search for him for 14, they caught him after 14 days. But then just last night, another facility for juveniles, for teenagers, had a riot had broken out, and 9 of the inmates had escaped. I have not seen any reports as to if they were found or not, but this energy is interesting. Men or boys, young men, escaping from prison. I'm reading masculine energy. This now I pick up on spirit with my spiritual senses. Masculine energy has felt imprisoned, boxed in, and is continuously trying to escape. Let me take it back here. So many people on this planet live their lives very disconnected, disassociated, detached from their emotions, living a very shallow life, living very self-centered or more concerned about image, hiding their true essence, hiding their true depth and emotion behind an image, behind their things, behind people, not men and women, make everything look neat and tidy and clean on the outside. Think about social media and how people come onto social media and make them present themselves, or these beautiful homes and everything is neat and pruned and painted and done, right? That is not real. For a lot of these things that are so neat and clean and pretty on the outside, they're a mess on the inside. And this is the truth that is coming out. This is the truth that is all this energy is really bringing up and bringing out within people. Because many people they're a mess inside. They don't want to feel their feelings. So they keep hiding behind their things. They keep hiding behind their status. They keep hiding behind their looks and their facade, behind this perfection that they're presenting, behind labels. So I see this, like these men trying to escape from this prison. It's almost like I have got to break free from this falseness, this false matrix. Everything is a process. Yeah, and we're at this point in the process right now. It's very interesting. And then along top of that, right now, there are all these natural disasters, these catastrophes that are just destroying everything that people have built up to really keep themselves boxed in and safe. And so a lot of emotion is coming out. And this has been happening for me. I've been feeling it ever since the Maui fires, but I know it's been happening in waves off and on, but it really is coming up and out within the men. The masculine energy is, men are really taught at a very young age not to express their feelings, not to cry. Boys don't cry, big boys don't cry, right? This is, my heart goes out to the men of the world, because we're all these beautiful spiritual souls in these human bodies that have been so deeply programmed and molded and shaped into what is absolutely not natural to us. So that's coming unhinged, that's coming undone. So the natural catastrophe is destroying everything, all that we hide behind, right? So all these emotional bodies are opening up now, and people are beginning to go deeper within their inner world finally, especially the masculine energy. So I wanted to bring that, these points, these things that were standing out to me today, as well as how, within society, within the world, many still find themselves so too busy to feel, too busy to reflect, too busy to actually have that depth that they crave so deeply and desperately for. I did like a short little blurb. It was just something that really like came to me. I had to stop what I was doing and just go outside, and the clouds were speaking to me. And it was about, and I do this from time to time, when I feel the collective energy, I feel so much going on at the same time. I ask, what is going on in the world? And this is what it was giving me, and it always does. It's always moving. Life is always moving, but people are always going, doing. There's just robotically schedules and things I gotta do, things I gotta get, and there's no presence, none at all. And that energy, it starts it wears on us, it depletes us. I'm depleted from it all. So with all that said, I feel a little lighter unpacking all of that. How are you guys feeling? Because personally, I'm feeling it all today, and like energetically wise, my hands and my feet are vibrating. I'm constantly getting through my crown chakras, like wah wah, and I know that there's a lot of energy coming in. Oh, I left my water in the other room. I'm gonna have to go get my water. Bear with me. Drink a lot of water in these energies. Well, always anyway, but it's important. And I'm not complaining. I'm actually, I'm very blessed. I've had a lot of amazing, great things open up for me and come to me. These are just things that I'm feeling coming through the collective energy stream. So I figured I would come on live, do a reading, check in, see how everybody else is doing. If anybody else needs to unpack or unload anything that they're going through, feel free. I mean, be mindful of everybody's space and energy. I want this to be a safe space and a safe place to really dialogue and engage as I pull some cards. And I found another deck, yet another deck from the archives, the Angel Tarot deck. So we're going to just tap into this deck and see what messages want to come through to us. Messages for all of us at this time for the collective. Another thing that I've been picking up a lot lately is, on top of the deep reflection that many people are going through and maybe realizing certain wounds and traumas they've had in their childhood, the depth of them. and how they have affected their decision making and their relationships and their life in general up to this point. And that's a nice turning point to have, you know, that self-realization, self-understanding. And hi, Paula. Hello. Just all of that. But it also can be pretty heavy, especially with the sun in opposition to Neptune. That I don't know if how long you've been on, Paula, but I was talking about, I realized this, some of the strength of this energy today is the spiritual aspect of Neptune and the sun, which is our ego self. They're in an opposition, and this is an ultra extra sensitive energy to kind of live through right now. No notification. I know. See, tech has been weird all week. That's why I have no expectations. I have no expectations when I come on here. I have no expectations at all when I do anything technological lately. Luckily, when I have to actually do work, it's working for me. So anyway, yeah, a lot of energies coming in. A lot of energies coming in right now through my crown and the base of my skull. So bear with me. I do kind of whine and complain when I get hit really hard with these energies, but I like to use them instead of just laying around like complaining. I'm going to utilize the energy channeling through me. I saw the Neptune symbol in the steamy glass of my shower. Oh, wow. Neptune's really speaking to you. Big time. The other thing that has been going on since the weekend, at least, from what I'm feeling and sensing and experiencing and my observations, are the energetic cord connections that we have to others. We're really feeling each other's emotional body, pain body, energetic body to such a degree. And I was talking in the beginning about the masculine, feminine energies and my observation, Paula, on the men constantly escaping from prison, and metaphorically, you know, men escaping from the prison that they have created for themselves or trying to. Yeah, there's a lot I already went through in the beginning, but we'll pick up, we'll see what comes through in the cards. It's a sensation of like when you walk through a spider web and like it's all stuck on you and you're like, and you're like trying to get it off, and there's just bits and pieces in your eyelashes and your hair, and this is like the web of the cords that we are connected to other people. They're like stuck on us, and it's really it can really be a bit much when the energy is like jacked up tenfold right now, big time. So if you're not feeling it in your waking hours, which honestly, if you're an energetic, if you're an empath or a sensitive, you're feeling it. But we're also, I know for me, dreams have been just very spot on and very, very informative, but also it's like, wow, I'm now dreaming of the same people back to back to back to back, like repetitive, different dreams, but yeah, we are swimming through some interesting times right now, that's for sure. All right, so let's get a message for collective. I almost feel like doing a masculine, feminine. Let's do that. Let's do that. Energies, we're speaking. We're going to keep it copacetic here. Masculine on the left, feminine on the right. Why not? We're all grown adults here. I don't even know why I just said that. I'm in rare form tonight. Let me just tell you. This Neptune energy really does, it feels like, it can feel like a high for me. I might look like I'm on drugs. I'm not. I'm like on water. And I had some nachos earlier. That's about it. Okay. Let me just, let me light some incense here so I can get out of my silliness. Tap back in. And that's what Neptune energy does to me. It makes me really super silly and nebulous. But the messages are still pretty powerful. But let's get a little more serious here as best as we can. And that's the other thing with this energy for me, and let me know if you're having the same experience. I will get hit with a wave of energy, just like I've got so much energy going through me. I'm like boop, 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 and like things are flowing through me. And I mean, it's almost too much, like I'm jacked up. And then hit a wall, and all of a sudden my eyesight is blurry. I'm like, oh my, it's like I need to go to bed. And it could be like in the same hour. It's crazy. Took an Epsom bath finally. It really helped. Good, 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 good. Yeah, that really helps like neutralize these energies, especially if you're picking up on other people's energies. Epsom salt baths are my number one go-to. And if I can't do that, like if I'm on the road or if I'm somewhere else, there are definitely like binaural beats, anything I can do like to kind of balance out the brain waves in my own brain to stop because there's a lot of chatter that goes on along with the energetics in the body. I feel so much. And lately it's just been the hands, the feet, and the crown chakra. I mean, on overload. Of course, I'm always picking up stuff. I'm always seeing things, sensing things, hearing things, feeling things. This is just at a whole nother level right now. All right, masculine energy, please. This is collective. And take it as it resonates. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We all also have masculine and feminine energies that we're connected to outside of us. So this might help get a better insight as to what we are actually sensing, feeling, experiencing through this Neptunian trip that we are on right now. Renewal. Archangel. I'm going to butcher names here. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. So this looks like that retrograde energy is really taking hold with the masculine energy. There's a review and evaluating. Maybe this is that energy of taking a good look in the mirror, reassessing. And I'm also getting a lot of people are kind of hitting, constantly hitting a wall or constantly feeling cornered, constantly trying the same thing over and over again, and it's just like it's not working. And so now is the time to really like stop and review. What is it within me? This is actually a favorable assessment of the facts. So there's been an enlightenment of some sort here. understanding that it's time to now move in a new direction instead of staying on the same hamster wheel over and over and over again. What is that saying? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Ace of Earth. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So what's still on the masculine, and this is definitely in alignment with masculine energy as it's been kind of programmed, is how does the masculine energy feel like it is fulfilling itself, or is to actually have some sort of something accomplished, accomplishment, or doing something important, which is distorted. So their focus is still on, I know I've got to go in another direction, but I'm still going to focus on how can I, actually that's not distorted. Masculine energy is the energy of what builds and provides and protects archetypally. But there's some positivity here. I'm going to move in a new direction, and it's almost as if either a new opportunity has been presented, or they are starting a new job, a new contract, a new something. Something new is about to begin, or they're going to start something new. And I'm going to talk about all the energies in the third party. Okay. 10 of Earth and the Dreamer. Okay. So there's definitely also a focus on financial security here. However, there's a sense of there's some magic in there. This is a lot of optimism. Now, this could be that over optimistic. This could also be that Venus square Jupiter, like where you want to be mindful of being too overly optimistic. And then the Neptune opposing the Sun, it can be kind of lead you in the wrong direction, only for you to learn a very valuable lesson. So the Dreamer, Archangel Metatron, leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. So there is a lot of potential here, but also it's important to, for any of the masculine dominant people listening or watching this, be mindful of what your intentions are, where your focus is, what your focus and energy is going in. There's nothing wrong with wanting financial security. We all want that. It's just, and it looks as though there is quite the potential and opportunity for that to happen. You just want to be mindful. You want to be discerning. Thank you. Overall energy is the Queen of Fire. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So yeah, I feel like this is a time that presently, the energy in the masculine energy that are trying to break free from the prisons they had been self-contained in, bound. This could just be in the mind or in belief systems, traditions, and so forth are finally ready to fly, stretch their wings and fly, and stop second guessing yourself. Be more independent. That's right in alignment with all the men breaking out of prison around here, right? So, okay, let's go with the feminine energy. It would be nice to see the twist of something changing within the collective. I think we've had to kind of go around and around and around and around in the same circle, the same cycles, running up against the same walls or similar walls, only to finally realize that we can't keep going in the same direction if it's going to just keep taking us to the same place, to the same realities, to the same outcomes. Something must change. And that would be within. We've got to go in a different direction. All right, now feminine energy, which is more of our intuitive, fluid, receptive. And see, yeah, we're feeling this switch here. We have the Three of Wands, preparation. We're preparing ourselves for something different. However, the Five of Swords speaks of loss within the mind, still focused on what has been lost. Yeah. Still focused on what went wrong, what has been lost. It's almost as if the feminine energy is like going down that rabbit hole of like, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to go. Like, if I get optimistic, I mean, the energy is preparing feminine energy for change, for independence. To cut those cords. We have the Chariot below that. Is that the Chariot? Yes, the Chariot below that. And the Wheel of Fortune below that. So feminine energy, if you are dominantly feminine energy, more in your intuitive, receptive, flowing like water energy, you are going through a preparation time, which can be very uncomfortable. And this is Wands, so this is something that's actually happening. These are actions that are happening. Be mindful of where your mental focus is on. Lack, loss, fear of losing again, fear of having to go back down through that pain again. This is the choice. This is the decision feminine energy must make. And then we have the card of generosity, the Six of Pentacles. This might be part of the preparation here. Kind of going backwards. I feel like this optimistic energy from the masculine energy is actually, it's kind of like that teeter-totter, right? The masculine energy is becoming more optimistic, and feminine is like, I played that game before and I got excited, but no, it never works out. So I'm going down this road. Be mindful of where your thoughts are going. Feminine energy. Be mindful of where your focus is going as well. Because yes, you want to be an independent in your thinking. You don't want to repeat. Of course, we don't want to repeat the past. But we have to be open to great change here in the collective and be optimistic and I know hope is not the word I want to use. Trusting in the divine, trusting in the process, trusting in the spiritual realms, because we do get taken through these tests after test after test after test. And the Witch's Tarot is calling for me. And that can have us feeling very tired and jaded on the journey. And even if our masculine energy, if you're female, is like, yes, this time I've got a path, I'm going to do it this way. You're into your feminine energy inside is just like, oh God. But last time we took a leap of faith like that, this happened. Try to be mindful of the thoughts that are coming through. You know, what do you got to lose? All right, let's get into more of a collective energy altogether for what other messages want to come through. I probably fall in that same category because this energy is so overwhelming sometimes. It picks you up and it takes you places, and then you're like riding high, and then you can kind of get swallowed up by it if you're not careful. It's important to be in this world, but not of it. So have your feet planted firmly on the ground while you're still reaching for the stars. That's a nice fine balance. It takes a lot of tests and a lot of practice to get to. And we're being prepared. All right. Last message for us all. I can see that the guides are really trying to bring this reading back into a more positive, because there is a lot of, right now in the collective, as I'm sensing, there's a lot of that dark night of the soul, 8 of Cups. However, within that dark night of the soul, this is people going through the awakening and the change and the transformation and leaving the old ways. And there's a lot of fear that's being brought up because what once brought safety and security either is no longer there or is no longer satisfying. And the only way to break free from the suffering is to go in a new direction. And that is very scary for many. And so again, we're feeling collective energy worldwide. There's a great change. There are great changes that we as humans must be brave and strong enough to make these great changes. And they always start from within. And that really truly is moving to higher ground from that which has knocked us down, dragged us down, gave us these deep scars and wounds and pains that we ran and hid from feeling these emotions for long enough until you can't escape them anymore. And I feel like that's where the collective is right now, really being cornered. Like the emotions are coming out, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Because once the emotions come out and once we really realize deeply how we feel about our life and how shallow it's been, how superficial it's been for many, that's when there's a choice. And the choice is to finally make a move to a higher perspective, to higher ground. And there's a lot of support for that. I see, like, from the spiritual realms, it's as if a hand is coming down. It's like, just take my hand. Just take my hand. I've got you. I've got you. Trust. Follow your instincts. Follow your intuition. I feel like a lot of people are really being initiated into really trusting their intuition. Three of Pentacles, right? That you can co-create something with the higher realms, with spirit, with the divine. And that we actually can do this together, collaborate with others, teamwork, soulmates, soul tribe. This is how great change is going to happen in the collective, in the world, is when we finally get out of our own way and come together, unite, and work together with the spirit, with the source of us all, the world. The world depends on this, that's for sure. The world speaks of completion. It's time. It is time. We are ending the era of Pisces. The age of Pisces is just about over. It takes a long time to move from one age to another. We're not quite in the age of Aquarius, but we are really being like, we're dragged through the mud of the age of Pisces to see what we as humans have done to each other through that entire age. And it is really disheartening and despicable if we really focus on all of that. But we need to, like, that change needs to happen. Change needs to happen for each and every one of us within. First of all, we have to respect ourselves. We have to love ourselves. We have to treat ourselves with dignity and others, and come together, unify, really deeply want this change, and stop hiding behind the images and the false pretenses and the white picket fences and the social media selfies and the hiding behind all this falseness, hiding our truth, hiding from emotions. Two of Pentacles. And then for those who are like flip-flopping, one day you're like high up in the spiritual realm and you're feeling that, and the others when another day you just want to go back to what's familiar, and that we have to stop. We have to end that. Change must begin, and it must begin with each and every one of us deep within. Juggling too much, trying to keep up. Life is moving at such a fast pace. If you're trying to keep up with that, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to burn both candles. Burn the candle at both ends. It's time to really slow down. Self-care is really important as well. Slow down, calm the mind. We don't have to do everything all at once. We can eliminate a lot of these schedules and just so many of the traditions and things. They actually make my head spin. A lot of the stuff that we do. Ten of Cups. What's really important? What really brings true happiness? Togetherness, love, unity, the rainbow of color, the colorful beauty of all the different shapes and sizes and colors and sounds and just all of that. We have to embrace that and really come together. That's what's important. It's not about who wins the soccer game and who's got the better car and who's going to the Ivy League college, and like that stuff's gotta shit's coming apart in this world. And with the Tower. All right, we're gonna tone this one down a little bit because I know that everybody watching this already agrees with all of these messages, and they're already saying the Empress. We want to tap into Mother Nature. We want to love Mother Nature. the mother of all, the Empress, and give room, give space to birth something new that is natural, that is from the depths of our primal instincts, our as earthly beings, as spiritual beings. The falseness has to come apart completely. And we can, Uranus is taking care of that. So don't be afraid when things do start to come apart. That's actually a good sign, because we cannot start to build new on a well-constructed foundation until the old faulty foundational structures tumble and crumble and burn to the ground. Pluto return. The United States, which affects the entire world. There's a lot of great changes that are on the horizon. And we, the front runners, those who are awakened in consciousness, who are sensitive, who are feeling all of this energy, must come together and unite and be understanding that the world that we see today, the world as we know it, is going to be changing big time, and that we can't fear it, but we're also going to be there to pick up the pieces for those who come to their senses and realize that I didn't like living that life anyway. Spiritual awakening that's happening all over the place. It's happening all of the time. And it's really important for those of us who are already awake and aware. We're being prepared for something bigger that's coming. And so I'm glad that we're all here together and that we can take times to work through all of the stuff that we're still working through, because there's something so much bigger and so much more important that is happening, and not to fear it again or to judge it, but we know we already been through the COVID and all of these other things. So let's stand strong. Let's stand together and work together and stay positive. Raise the frequency together and have compassion for those who are going through a hard time. And I mean, we can all remember when our worlds suddenly turned upside down and suddenly we're like, wait, that's not really what is happening in this world. I mean, I know I went through that before, probably I felt like that when I was born, but yeah, it's important that we stay together, stick together, work together, and unite. So I think that was the main message here. And I am running out of energy, so I think that these messages are done. Thank you guys all for joining in. You guys are awfully quiet. Emotions, energy and motion. It won't always be tough. No. And even, I might complain when my energy depletes. The only time I really complain is when I get aches and pains in my body and my head and stuff. And that's just my old patterns. Taking it all in. Yeah. I mean, we have to get real about like what's really happening here, and be prepared for more big stuff I mean, there's this whole woke nation now, right? I mean, that's just scratching the surface of like, oh, certain things are being exposed. And that's the beginning. But I see that as also being the beginning of some kind of revolution or something. Not speaking of war, and I hope I don't want to even put that out there, but things are going to get shaken up and torn down, and we're the ones that will have the intuitive ideas, the downloads of what is how we can build and create new. The hard times are the tests in the school of earth, and we are heading to a graduation. I love you all, energy workers, holding the grid together. We are the lighthouses. We are growing out our angel wings. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Maybe that's why my back was hurting today. That I'm just got energy going up the spine. When we get these high frequency energies, it just up my spine and into my crown, man. Boy, oh boy. That moon in Scorpio. We're going to have some more highly charged energies coming through. I'd say the 20th to the 23rd. Pay attention to those dates as well, especially those with Leo and Scorpio in the chart. I kind of put that puzzle together. So, could be some more tests, some challenges, but also beautiful, bright sides on the other side of it. So, just one day at a time, very present, staying present, and taking it all in, trying not to, if we're projecting or trying to plan too far ahead, we are doing ourselves such a disservice, especially at this time. Pay attention, be mindful, but don't fall for the fear. There's a lot of fear tactics going on out there right now, and a lot of things that they're being called conspiracy theories, which may not be conspiracy theories. Try not to hold any strong beliefs right now, but just take it in and really stay connected. Stay connected to your inner knowing, to your intuition, and we've got all of this supportive energy through the ethers that is really walking us through this strongly. And if you're not aware of that, I'm here to tell you that, because they are surrounding me always and always talking to me, always showing me. And that has definitely been my saving graces when I finally started to pay attention and listen many years ago. I haven't gone back, and as a human, there I've had moments where I've fallen into moments of fear or doubt, but I'm always brought right back into like, oh, why am I afraid? We have to really look at this from a much higher perspective. So natural catastrophes, they're going to continue. The water is big. Water has been the message all year long. We're getting close to that exact degree of Pluto that has been for the United States, Pluto return. So we probably will see some things popping off here, if we aren't already. It starts off, it's like popcorn. It starts off with a little bit here and a little bit there. And so yeah. So just see, like, I see a big spike in the masculine energy really getting in touch. It's fighting it. And this is men and women. The ego is fighting these deep-seated emotions, but they are actually surfacing and reflecting and feeling, and that is a beautiful thing, because like if the bulk of humanity is still walking the earth detached and dissociated from emotions, just living this shallow life, just like constantly doing and consuming, and like we're going nowhere. We're going nowhere fast. So this is actually a beautiful thing. So embrace it all. Love yourself, and love and compassion to all. Thank you guys for joining me. And I'll be back whenever I'm called to come back and share whatever comes through. Much love to you. Have a good night. Love you. Bye.